hope you all have a beautiful day. I'm here to share this mini album I have completed. I talked about it in the previous video. I was looking for the die cuts and the resin from Prima, the resin figures, the fairies. And so I have made an 8x8 mini album, and I'm super proud to say that I have killed this paper pad. All I have left is those two blue sheets with the butterflies, and the back is a stripe pattern. I love them, but I don't know, I just couldn't use them in this album. So I have both sheets left, but the rest is all strips from the 8x8 that I cut to fit my pages. So I'm super happy about that. I have no more of this paper to use. Well, maybe a little bit of scraps to make cards. I don't know, I'll see. I still have these images I can cut out to use on cards. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be that crazy after spending this time on this quite elaborate mini album. And I just wanted to show you, if you're watching, Tanya, this is all I have left from what you sent me. And those little leaves, these super cute leaves, they are amazing, and you'll have to tell me which bunch is that, because I need it. I use them all on my album as well. So everything you sent, even the mushrooms, has been put to good use. I had a lot of fun cutting through these tags for the fairies and different elements. Some I cut out and some I used all to embellish the album. So thank you so much again for that. I really appreciate it. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring in here this big fat mini album. I think the spine is like 2 or 2.5. Yeah, 2 and 3/4 inches, and I used the binding method by Laura Dennison, which is the stack the deck method, and I really love this binding. So it makes the mini albums look so neat, and the spacing is perfect, and it's great. It's really a genius binding system. So on the cover here, I couldn't see any other sheet of paper to use than this one to make the cover. And this, I always wait last to make the cover, and so I knew I wanted to cut the images, so I did that. I cut these little fairies here and the little bunnies and this one, as you can see here, and then I cut this border around the other sheet as well, and I popped it on dimensionals, which you can see here. And then, since you could see the white foam, and since I'm a bit crazy, I wanted to hide it, so I put some tiny flat back pearls all around here to hide it. And then for the inside, you can see it here, but you have to really, you know, look for it, and the side as well. But on the bottom you could clearly see it, so I had to find a way to hide it. Again, I didn't want to put more pearls because I thought it would be too much, so I decided I had this super cute lace which was white, and I decided to dye it with my Tim Holtz inks to make it look like grass. So I just put it there, and it's solved my problem. So I'm pretty happy about that, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. Here I have some super cute laces on the side, and for all the fairies that are in this book, I use my stickles on the wings, and the one I used is the crystal stickles because it's iridescent, and yeah, I think it suits well with the fairies. And what I did here to put more attention to the title is that I die cut this shape here, which is the hanging sign from Tim Holtz, but when I die cut it, it was for the other side I needed that. I needed it, but I ended up not using it, so I had it in my scraps. And then when I started working on the cover, I thought, oh my goodness, the title is not, you know, it's kind of lost in all of this scenery that's going on, and the glitter and the fairies and the pop dots and all of this. So before I thought about using this little frame to frame it, I went through my scraps and I found this scrap, and I realized that, oh, on the other side there's the title again. So I used it and pop dotted it, and I thought it made it pop a little more. So I put some eyelets, put some twine, which was sent to me by Tanya in her package, and I made it look like this little fairy was holding it. And then I thought it was not enough again, so I used this thing that's from the tag die from Tim Holtz. There's two things like that you can cut out. So I used this one, but I cut the top and bottom part and the inside part as well to make the little window a little bigger so it would suit my needs. And then I used the crackle paint in picket fence, and then it was not enough. It was not what I was looking for, so I used a little bit of Lindy Stem Gang embossing powder, and then here to hide the little holes I used these Seiden crystals from Prima, which are iridescent as well, and I use them throughout the album. So I'm already at 7 minutes, and I've just covered the covers, so I think it's gonna be a pretty long video. So if you see here, it's pretty thick, so I'm gonna put it on its back to open it, and I'm gonna try see if I can avoid the glare, because oh yeah, and I put glossy accents on the fairies on some places too. So when you open it up, this album is going to go to a little girl. Well, it's not a little girl, I'm sorry, it's a girl that's 22 years old, and her mother will put some pictures of her when she was a little girl. And she told me that she loves fairies, and so this paper I thought was perfect for her. So like I said, I glittered all the fairies, the wings that were in this album. This is a tag that I put there, and I kind of did something wicked with the with the ribbon. I tied it, and then I put some more to kind of frame the tag. I have here this super cute flower, so I have the name here, Grace, and here it's for her, you know, to put on top of her picture and know where to how to cut it and where to place it to have the image at the right place. And then all of the photo mats are on foam tape to allow space on the back to have journaling cards, which I made using my Spellbinders die, and then I matted it with the same paper as this one, so she could be able to write a little something about the pictures, and I decided to do it front and back in case she has a lot to say, or maybe she can even put a tiny picture if she wants. So I had some paper left from two 12 by 12 sheets that I had, so I used them to cut all my photo mats. And here I used this cute ribbon, satin ribbon, and I had these flowers that are glittery, and they're super cute. I got them from Shabbylicious, and so I put one there, and on the other side to hide the end of the ribbon I put a little Martha Stewart butterfly. Okay, so my memory card was full, so I think I was showing these little tags here. So there's one behind each photo mat, and as you can see, I have used the little tags to embellish the pages. I've used these leaves that are from Psycho Moms that she sent me with the tags. And I used a Martha Stewart butterfly punch and some of these super cute flowers. I used the same laces and flowers throughout the book to keep consistency, and I used this white flat back pearl as well as the this peach colored one, which are from Lavish Laces. So next page is this one. I love this very wide lace. This is the one I used to wrap the binding. So I decided to use inside the album as well because there's flowers on this lace, and this is all about springtime, so I think it was perfect, and it's so delicate for a little girl. And here, instead of stickling the little girl's wing, I decided to stickle the butterfly and put some butterfly here. And these are petaloo flowers that I purchased at a local art store. There were 2 packs of petaloo flowers that had the centers, the stems that were green, and I purchased them way before deciding to make this album. So when I was going through my stash, I thought, oh my goodness, those would be perfect because there's a lot of green in this paper collection. So they were indeed perfect, and I used a couple, and I really like how it turned out with the green stems. Here's this gorgeous lace. It's all it looks like embroidery or something. It's really pretty, and it's from Lavish Laces, I think. This is My Road. I'm not sure, but it's a glittery, little bit glittery trim, and I really love it. It's I've been using it for a long time and on different projects, and I just can't seem to get tired of it. So I used it again in this album, and all I have left is this. This is all I have left of it, so I'm gonna have to try and find some more. And this has a fairy which I fussy cut. I popped it up, and I fussy cut also this image from another page, and this one I just glued it flat and I glossy accented the flowers. I put some butterflies, used the great lace from Lavish Laces. Oops, here on some of them I used these little tags and images, and I put to hide the O, I put this gem. And then next page looks like this, and this is layering of trim. So this one looks like this. It's just like this. So I put them back to back, and then I put this one on top, which is super pretty as well, because you can use a smaller lace to intertwine in there, but I decided to use the flat back pearls, and I really like the look it gives. I think it looks super childish and super delicate for a little girl. And so here I have a couple of flowers and leaves, and the paper is so darling. This page has this thing that I cut out. I stickled the wings, and this is my last piece of this lace. Whenever Gisela has more in stock, I will run and order more of it because I really love it. And here I just put a piece of this kind of ticket border with all the fairies on it, and I stickled their wings, and I made it sit on top of this super cute lace, which you can't really see because the fairies are on top of it, but it's all a polka dot kind of lace. It's super pretty. And so that's it for this page. Do I have something here? Yes, I have this image, which is the same as on this paper here. And here I have again this beautiful lace, and this I made kind of a little book, and I put this image on pop dots and she's sitting on my very last piece of this this lace that I didn't want to throw away, so I kept it on my desk, and then I decided to use it inside of here, so it makes a nice touch because it goes with the other page. And then it just closes up like this, and it tucks under the flowers. And next page is this one, and it says, once upon a springtime, Gracie charmed the fairies because she was such a cute little girl. She was born in February, and then during springtime, you know, the fairies met her, and she charmed the fairies, and the fairies sprinkled fairy dust on her, so she became a super happy and magical little girl. And here is the same trim I was using on the cover to make the grass. And this is a vellum for her to cut the picture on the right size to put in the window. I made a pocket to insert this inside, and originally it was supposed to be that you could insert the photo in, but I don't know why, but I managed to glue it right here, so you can't even slide it in. I don't know why I did that, but I did. So I decided to cut that so she can cut her picture and just paste it inside like this. And it's gonna make her an extra photo mat here if she wants to put another picture. And on the back there are lines for her to journal about the pictures. And this page here, I love this paper. I love this paper a lot. Do I have something on this? Yes, I have a little tiny flower. And then I use this card, which I think is super charming. More of the flat back pearls here as well. And then I layered those two gorgeous laces. More little flowers. And then here is this green polka dot page. Fussy cut this from one of the tags Tonya sent. I use more of the strips with the kind of postal stamps with the fairies. Use this lace, which looks like you know, a little girl's underpants. You know, there are layers of this stuff, and it makes the bottom looks poofy and it's all cute. Anyway, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but anyway, so I put that the little girl on the postcard here. And this one I decided to put the photo mat portrait side. So I have this and here, and then I layered a couple of laces here, and this here is just a scallop lace that looks like this, so I put it on both sides, and I dyed it with my Lindy's sprays. And again, I layered one on top of the other. And this is a small card that I put there, and I stickled the O, and I put on each corner the same Seiden crystals from Prima. And I really like everything iridescent, and I think that iridescence was going great with the fairies theme. So this is the last page, and this is where, Tonya, I used the mushrooms you sent. So I painted them kind of a mushroomy color, and then I used the Lindy Stem Gang iridescent embossing powder to put on top of them, and I layered this lace twice. And here this I thought it was perfect because this card here, there are all the fairies, and they are kind of sitting on mushrooms and hiding under mushrooms, and so the mushrooms really went well with this card here. And the last page, this is the inside back cover. I made, I think it's called a waterfall. So under each one, she can add journaling about the picture. And I have this stamp here, which has a lot of little phrases. So I use them. This one says, "A day in the life," I thought it was just a sweet touch. This says best day ever, and lovely day, and so on. So this here is another fairy that I cut from the text that Tanya sent me. And this is the back of the album, which I have to add my name to it. And then I really like this binding method because, like I said, it makes the book really stand. As you can see, it's not even wanting to open, and it's standing super straight because there's a lot of space between each page to add your embellishments, and so it makes a really neat album. So I want to thank you all so much for watching this extra long video, and for those of you who still have this collection in your stash, you have to use it now. Okay, thanks, bye bye.